Welcome everyone to Franklin Pierce University Virtual Career Conversations. Glad to have you. And today we have a very special guest. His name is Mr. Tom Breneman. He's the Manager of Corporate Recruiting for the Main Street America Group. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you, Pierre. Greatly appreciate it.
Oh, I'm just thrilled that you were able to come. I've seen the Main Street America Group in Keene, New Hampshire, and you got a great bunch of people there. So let's jump right on in. Explain to us, talk to us about what your organization does. What are your service lines and product lines?
Sure, absolutely. So what we are is the Main Street America Group, a 50-year-old plus company. We are in the property and casualty insurance industry. So what we do, our particular channel that we serve is what's called the independent agent. So some people may ask, what's an independent agent? So an independent agent is someone you see by driving down the road in a strip mall that says Joe Smith Insurance Company. What we do is to provide and kind of help those local businesses. We go in through Sales Solutions team, our field, what we call field operations. What we do is we go in and we go to these agents and provide them a lot of the quoting engine software, products and supports and services to sell insurance. So there's two types of insurances that we sell. So the first one is our personal lines insurance. So think of like an auto policy insurance. So for me personally, we provide them with auto, for their home, for property or casualty. We do workman's comp. In addition to that, that's kind of like our personal lines aspect line. And our commercial lines side, it's for my business or entity to protect my assets as a corporation. So as an example, using the auto analogy, if I was to insure a commercial auto for my business, this is to ensure just in case, accidents do happen. If a driver gets into an accident, not only is he covered for healthcare purposes, but I'm not also for legality purposes going to lose my business overnight.
Wonderful. Okay, so it sounds to me like you have two service lines. One is personal and one is sort of commercial.
That is correct.
This just came to my mind with that. So are you all involved with organizations and businesses who may be impacted by COVID-19?
We have been. So when COVID-19 hit, obviously keeping social distancing in practice, our field operations people who go and support, the livelihood of these agents, which is a family business to them, we have to do it virtually now. Usually it's not the in-person kind of meeting. So we're giving them prime support as a way to reward back to customers. We've been giving customers discounts to kind of ease from a financial burden with job losses, or kind of setting up deferred payments to pay at a different time and delay. But, making sure
I want to stop you there because that is absolutely amazing that the Main Street America Group is supporting our small businesses and larger businesses by making sure that their assets are protected and that they have the liquidity or the operating cash to continue. That's unprecedented. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It just goes to show what your culture is really all about. And so talk to us a bit about your culture and your values.
Okay, so with our culture and values, we are a people-first organization. So what we look for in individuals, it's passion is something you can't fake, and we have a model of providing the best customer support than anybody else. And so with that comes in that pride and passion to really just help people. Whether it be our internal people that work at MSA Group, or our external customers, which are our agents and people who are trying to work for us from the outside. So how do we do that, you ask? So through a variety of ways. One is making things attractive. With COVID-19, we are supporting a virtual type of remote-based work because we still have a job to do, and we're utilizing current technology to come help and support that. So we will have laptops shipped to our employees, full desktop support, through whether it be like an iPad or a laptop, things like that. In addition to that, we try to really foster a community first approach. We are big believers in giving back. So whether it's to support through our diversity initiatives, our military, celebrating LGBTQ or Black History Month or Hispanic Month, we have what's called our business resource groups. It's a grassroots effort. It's not a hard requirement, but it's a safe place where we can say that from our leadership to the top down, these are people that are being kind of like our role models of not only are they just saying to do it, they actually do it themselves. So that really has a wonderful trickle down effect, and it just makes you want to strive for more, to be more excellent and really serve the community and customers.
Well, gosh, it sounds like a really cool place to work. I wonder if you can maybe talk about some of the opportunities that you may have currently, or that may be coming up, whether they be internship opportunities or programs, or entry-level positions. What areas would they be in?
Sure, absolutely. So they can go to www.msagroup.com/careers. In that, you'll find we still are finalizing some of our internships right now for our Keene, New Hampshire area in the areas of finance. Those in particular are dealing with our Workday migration that we're dealing with. So we're converting our Workday platform. So that's going to be working with our CFO and analytics team. In addition to that, we are also, we have a variety of areas in our customer service. We're looking for junior underwriters. If those that have a track in IT, we have various pieces in both Keene, New Hampshire and in Jacksonville, Florida. So you can subscribe and kind of get alerts to your desktop as you normally would with like Indeed.com to see kind of our latest and greatest roles.
Excellent. And so I'm going to make sure, I think I've already reposted some of your open opportunities into Franklin Pierce University's Pierce portfolio, so our students and alumni know where to go to look for opportunities. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So if I were a prospective candidate and I was interested in your culture and being of value to you, what sort of characteristics does your organization value in a new employee, or what skill sets would make someone successful there at the Main Street America Group?
Okay, thank you for that. So what we particularly look for is individuals that are really engaged and active in a community. So whether you're part of a club, you founded a club, what charitable services you look for. While we understand that we can train you and bring you up to speed in terms of experience, we can't, having a sense of community involvement and the willingness to serve is something that we highly look for. So I can say, in kind of seeing all the applicants that come through our organization, that is the number one thing that we look at, both in an entry-level standpoint for kind of starting within our organization, and then two, definitely within our internship. It is a hard requirement that we do have.
Thank you for that. I think what I heard you say is that civic engagement is really important. So that's character building. That is having a heart that has a helping hand portion of it. What about communication skills and teamwork and all that stuff? Would you like to see that demonstrated from applicants as well?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that. So as part of our application process, for definitely entry-level roles and for internships, as part of a final interview, our students have to give a presentation based on that particular role and job description. So as an example to share a recent hire that we made in our internship for digital transformation, we gave them a product in which they had to go take to market and just give us a quick summary of how would you go about investigating based on our organization. Who are some of the agents that you would kind of market to? Why would you market to them? Why is there a need? And what's the benefit? And this not only gives us, kind of helps us evaluate their communication skills. If they're going to be presenting to a business group, which in product development, that's what you're doing, and especially with branding and communications and social awareness, you have to kind of speak internally to a lot of the teams and external. So that gives us kind of a way to kind of evaluate in a variety of ways.
Beautiful. Okay. And Could you name a few of the majors that you think would fit nicely with the Main Street America Group's offerings? And what are some of the career pathways within the Main Street America Group? If someone were to come in at a customer service level or a finance level, do you have sort of built-in opportunities for them to succeed?
Yes, we do. So if I had, could you repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
Sure. We're talking about career pathways. That's fine. Let's say someone wants to come in and start at one level, but their interest may lie somewhere else. And do you have sort of career pathways where new employees can aim to reach?
Yes. So if someone starts out in customer service, we have our career path developments through weekly one-on-one meetings. Again, being an employee-first organization, we try to support them as much as we can through our weekly one-on-one meetings with all of our individuals, trying to give them the tools to succeed. So if they start as a customer service representative and they want to they have an interest in claims, we will pair them up with senior claim representatives to kind of job shadow. Maybe 10% or 5% of the time, so they can start to build skills along the way to go to customer service, to senior customer service, then become a claim representative. And then once they're on the claim track, they can become a senior claim rep, a unit manager. And within claims, you have different types of difficulty of claims. Usually in our claims unit, they start to auto, then they move to property, then they move to casualty, and then construction defect, which is our highest for litigation purposes. But it's just not limited to claims. If they want to get into underwriting, there's pathways there. So if they start in customer service and they're like, I really enjoy more of the analytical aspects of risk management. And I'm looking for somebody that, I want to kind of do a lot of baseline evaluations and validate data with a product team. So they can get in that pathway. And like claims, we would pair them up with kind of like mentors, buddies to kind of help them out along the way. And then usually from there, a lot of our underwriting teams translates to our field operations, meeting with those agents. And so there's like 3 different career paths. I think that really speaks to our organization as a whole, given we have about a 13-year average tenure with our organization, which is really above the spectrum of people who stay with us. So we're doing something right in a good way. So I think to kind of what you asked earlier, what are we looking for majors? It's a little bit of all types. I would say that we're looking for any type of marketing or communications, finance, mathematicians, statistics, IT, and there's all sorts of IT. Those that are in business concentration. We also like the social justice, and then we also like the sociology aspects. Surprisingly enough, a third of our staff on HR actually have a sociology major. So
Wow.
it's great to have that piece to it. So those are some of the types of things in terms of career paths. I think part of it too is our benefits package that we offer, something that people don't really think about as a way, doing with hard times, especially with universities. A lot of kids incur debt. So what we do is we've launched a program just this year to pay towards $100 up to $10,000 towards their tuition back.
That is fantastic. Wow.
And that's a way to give back. I know they're enabled for a 401k, medical, dental, and health, day one of employment. They have a pension plan after 3 years vested within our organization, something that's not a standard nowadays in the private sector. I know it's usually with governmental and public, but it's a way that we really just solidify our tenure and build our family up. Volunteer days, again, being very community driven and believing in your cause, whether it be through diversity or, for those that are more aging students and want to participate more with their schools for their children, they have 2 volunteer days. We also have corporate events at MSA that they're welcome to participate in, but we like to empower our individuals to join what cause they believe in, and we want to support that.
This is truly a people-first organization, truly.
Well, thank you.
As we begin to wrap up our virtual career conversation, I want to ask you one more question, and that's this. what advice would you give to college students who are looking for a job during these times? Whatever career advice, interview advice that you have.
Few things. I would say it only takes one yes to get your foot in the door. You're going to hear no a lot, but be persistent, keep trying, do the best that you can, control what you can control. You can't control when you apply to an application that your resume is going to go to the top of the list. I would say also, as best practices during your interviewing phase, be clear, articulate. Please do your homework on an organization you're interviewing for. I would say probably about 4 out of 10 people that I interview have never done history on our organization. And those are people that are automatically discarded. Other things I would say and give is, outside of the market research, a thank you goes a long way. We're in a thankless business. Taking the time actually to handcraft a letter or just a thank you email really goes a long way. And I would say probably 1 out of 30 applicants I get actually do send a thank you letter as a follow-up. You would think that these are kind of things that people wouldn't think of, but it's those little things that push you of what's the key differentiator that we should try to, hire that person. It's just like, and I actually bring this up when we have our roundtable discussions about candidates. I'm like, well, this person actually took the time in the caring giveness of the qualities that we look in our organization to send a thank you letter. It was well thought out. They really presented well. This is someone that we want to have as part of our family. Those are some of the basic things I can think of.
Hey, Tom, that was excellent. That's great advice. That's something that we strive to make certain that our students understand how to do that and why that's so important. I'm going to make certain that I send you a thank you card when this is over. So I do thank you for being with us today. And one last time, give our audience a way that they can apply besides going to Franklin Pierce University's Pierce portfolio, or if they wanted to reach out to someone to chat about open positions.
Sure, absolutely. So they can go to www.msagroup.com/careers, or they can email me directly at breneman@msagroup.com. That's BRENNEMT@msagroup.com. And I'll be happy to help them.
Gosh, Tom, this has been quite enjoyable. I'm going to have you back if we get back on ground, or maybe have you participate in a class, but of course over a projector. Do they have projectors these days? Maybe it's over Teams or Zoom. Thank you again. Thank you again, and we will be in touch.
Thank you.